Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video in this They Lost Their Mind series that I started doing yesterday because I was kind of having fun laughing at all the stupid takes that all the antis were having. But what it has turned into, at least for me, the last 2 days, with the amount of hatred coming against juror number 11. Um, it's not that fun anymore. Actually, they seem to be very deranged. Today, it's, as you can see in the thumbnail, good old Krusty, the spokesperson for the O'Keefe family, the woman who have spent 3 years hating Karen Reed just because Aiden believed she was innocent. The woman who showed up last time with the Camel Toe Club and tried getting some fame out of the murder of John O'Keefe. She has always been a wild person, in my opinion. Don't know her personally, only know her from what I have seen on Court TV. Again, Court TV, you picked the best guest. And what I can see when I follow her twat. And talking about a twat, let's go through a few of her hot takes from the last couple of days. Listen, Sue, jury nullification is a total legal power afforded to every juror in this country, protected by several constitutional rights, double jeopardy for one. That is clearly what happened here, so we don't have to go around pretending that this was a fair, diligent, or thorough jury. They nullified. You can all stop pretending someone else killed John O'Keefe now, or that there is any remaining mystery to his untimely death, because mission accomplished. Karen walked. The continued charade is harmful to the innocent witness and, above all else, his grieving family. I get that you and a select few shitbag former jurors want to keep this going to build a profile and benefit monetarily, but maybe it's time to at least attempt to exercise a little empathy and responsibility. This is the new hot take from all the idiots. It's jury nullification like the OJ case. What Krusty, John DePetro, Caffey Daffy, and all the other short bus expert forget is two juries agree. No evidence shows Karen Reed hitting John O'Keefe. Just because you learned a new word, jury nullification, doesn't mean that it's what happened in this case. And you're right. The jury have every right to nullify anything. It's been used, good use, against slavery for once. But if you believe what you saw in this case is jury nullification, you might be dumb enough that you should be on some form of disability. I know it's the new talking point because they are so dumb. And this is written to a juror who just did her civic duty, showed up, was picked, served her jury duty. But of course, because they don't do what Krusty likes, Krusty hates. The free Karen Reed freaks, now they helped a killer get off. That's why they are already anticipating that she's going to have to pay O'Keefe after being found civilly responsible for his death. Just like OJ, they know she killed John O'Keefe, and they don't care. Krusty, where do you get your information from? Who, if anyone, have ever told you that people who believe Karen Reed is innocent is just doing it out of spite? Or because they want to help her kill John O'Keefe and hide the murder? You have no basis for all the stupidity that comes out of you. I watched both trials. I have no connection to anyone in Canton. I know you're going to say, well, you're just sucking turtle boys. I talked to the guy twice, maybe 3 times. Once I had him on a show. I think we DM'd each other 2 times. I don't know him. It's not like every week there was a piece of paper sent out. These are the talking points. If you're not smart enough to see that a stupid Dane, great lawyers, Emily D. Baker, Andrea Burkhardt, lawyer, Rongo, all saw the same evidence as the rest and got to the same conclusion. There are no evidence proving what you claim. Maybe you're wrong, but no. You just think it's the jurors. This is about the juror foreman in the first case that a lot of people were talking about. He wasn't the greatest. He's a smart guy. He didn't lie to get on the jury like Sarakli, that's Paula, did. Web archives are a bitch. Talking about being a bitch, show us those web archives that proves she went on, lied to everyone. Brennan was dumb enough to let her get on the jury just because she wanted to help Karen Reed. I know you are really dumb, and I know you don't care when you lie. But because she started following certain creators after the verdict, doesn't mean she lied to get on the jury. Again, do you know how hard it is to plant someone on the jury? A lot of people claimed the foreman on the first jury was planted. I was the one always saying it's really hard to do because out of approximately 1,000 people, that's 0.1% chance that the plant is the one getting elected. You're claiming this Brazilian that DePetro believes are so bad at English she can hardly speak it, that he had to make a fake accent and talk about being an idiot. He thinks that they talk Spanish in Brazil. But you think she's so smart, she fooled everyone. Have you ever thought about maybe taking a time off on TwitTwat? The majority of the last jury were not like this jury and actually gave a fuck about the evidence, the victim and his family. You have no idea about that. And everyone who talked from the last jury agrees with this jury. The more jurors that come out, the more I'm checking the archives of their socials and turning the results over to the authorities. Lying to the court is a crime. I think you're probably blocked at every email address at the authorities now. You have been making so many conspiracy theories during this case. You claim that you have all this access and you have special access. You know everyone. You writing something stupid about, hey, did you know Juror 11 follows this person on the TwitTwat? Do you think anything is going to happen from that? The only thing that won't happen is Karen Reed going back on the same trial. I know you're too dumb to understand it, but that would be double jeopardy. You should send Karen Reed to Iran with nothing but a couple of bottles of Grey Goose and an SUV. She could do more damage than an airstrike. I know you're not a smart person, and I know you think you're funny. Do you know what potentially can happen right now if it escalates in Iran? Do you know how many of your fellow Americans might have to go somewhere that they don't want? Do you know how many have passed away the last 20 years because of wars? Yeah, let's make fun about war. Maybe you should join the army. Maybe you can do something good for once in your life. Make fun of people dying in airstrikes. Yeah, we're all laughing, Krusty. You are the funniest person in the world. What's next? jokes about trains running on time in the 40s. No one is going to go after your kids, you weirdo. This is a response to Juror 11. Karen Reed sent her minions after a lot of kids. You better have proof of that. You watched John O'Keefe's kid break down on the stand, recounting the trauma that was inflicted on her when Karen Reed woke her up hours before John's body was discovered to inform her that he was dead. She didn't say that. I'm not psychic like the woman whose freedom you adopted as your mission, but gonna go out on a limb and assume your kids are doing a lot better than the Albert McCabe and O'Keefe kids are today. You are a stupid bitch. Taking parenting advice from Krusty is akin to taking dating advice from me. How many kids is it that you don't have at your home anymore? And you go on and talk about other people's kids? You're a vile human being. Imagine that this is what you put out there on an open Twitch thread. Paula writes, so I think it's time to end my little tour, retire from my attention-seeking career, and head back to work at Target, because even though I'm an attorney in Brazil, here I'm just a mom, making fun of Jen. Paula is a really fun troll hunter. It's not an airport, Paula. Departures don't need to be announced. I've served on a couple of juries. I bet not. I did my duty, went home and moved on with my life immediately rather than go on an oddly enthusiastic campaign for the defendant. I was an actual impartial juror who went in with no agenda, though that's not you. But hey, you're one of the most notable proponents of killing cops in the area, so that's cool for you and your family. I hope you get sued for all the defamation you put in your post. First of all, she never went on a tour for Karen Reed. She went out and talked about why she voted like she did. She did her fucking duty. She didn't cheat and get on the jury. She was elected probably against her will. But you're an asshole, so you have to attack her constantly. No one has hurt anyone more than the campaign you anti-readers have been running, harassing everyone, constantly talking about how everyone is part of a big old conspiracy with Aiden. I hope when I don't know if you're drowning your sorrows, but I hope when you're done, you'll look in the mirror and see, maybe I'm wrong. Shut the fuck up. You have done enough damage to the people who knew and loved John O'Keefe with your insensitive ass comments and shitty agenda. God forbid anything ever happens to one of your children and you're in Peggy O'Keefe's position. I would look you right in your crying face and say, not guilty. Were I on that jury, pray you never experience her anguish, even though you deserve it, because you contributed to it. Go back into your hole. No one cares what you have to say, you lying whore. This is why I didn't make fun of the salt mining, because this isn't salt mining. This is harassment of someone doing their civic duty. I believe Massachusetts has quite strong rules. So to prove you're not biased, DA fat fuck Morrissey and his MSP hoodlums, are you gonna go and arrest Krusty and raise charges against her like you did against Aiden? Are you gonna show that in Massachusetts, as long as you play for the right team, you can sit and wish ill on someone else's kids? Krusty, I hope the best in the world for your kids. I hope you will never experience any tragedy with your kids. I hope your kids grow up, have a great, fulfilling life. I know your daughter have had a rough start because I've heard the voicemails she leaves people. But I hope she can turn it around, because contrary to what you do, most people don't hate others just because you didn't get your way and you didn't get an innocent woman put in prison. It must suck to be you. I hope someday even you will have a great life where you don't have to fight those inner demons, because hating others is just hating yourself.